Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to our January 12th first meeting of 2026 of the Open Space Committee of the Town of Barnstable. I have a notice of recording to read. This meeting of the Open Space Committee is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable's Government Access Channel. In accordance with Mass General laws, I must inquire whether anyone else is recording this meeting, and if so, to make their presence known. Okay. Now I'd like to go through introductions, and I'm Lev Malakoff, I'm the chair, and I'm from Centerville.
Farley Lewis, Hyannisport.
Tracy Pratt, Katuitt. Dave Gorel, Centerville.
Doug Payson, Barnstable Village.
Kate Gulliver, Hyannis.
Liz Lewis, West Barnstable.
Jenna Zeno, Administrative Assistant.
And we have in our audience today.
Al Bettesini from the Planning and Development Department.
Hey, welcome everyone. We have some business to take care of from our approvals of minutes, so if we could have a motion on October 6th minutes, if everyone has had a chance to review.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's all the ayes. November 10th minutes. Motion for someone?
Motion to accept the minutes of the November 10th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, it's all the ayes.
Done.
Okay.
Lev, I had a question about the October one, the whole issue that the Diggs brought up at that meeting about the ancient way. Do you know if anything was ever done about that? Try to resolve that problem?
I don't exactly
I was
know.
gonna ask Chris if she was here.
Kyle might have some information, but I don't want to put him on the spot.
No.
But I know that there's some kind of enforcement action going on
Oh,
because of
good.
the structure that was built and the encroachment on the conservation land is very significant. You can see it from, well, maybe not from space, but the aerials show a huge clearing that was done on the town's land. So I don't have any update on where that is. I would say that I would be very happy to do whatever I could to help once that issue gets resolved. We're trying to address, one of the concerns was the ancient way was encroached and blocked.
Yeah,
And it is part of a network of a pathway that you can travel around like a pond and connect to Joshua Pond. Right now, if you visit that area, you have to you can wander through the woods from Joshua Pond around Micah Pond, and then you come to the blockage of the fence, and you just can't go through. And you can physically walk through the cottage colony, although it's private land, and as Skip said, he's been accommodating, but it's it's not an official way to travel around the pond. So if it ever gets to the point where we can resolve this, I'd be happy to lend all the volunteers I could recruit to help create a pathway that could be used to get through that area. And then I think, as I always have now saying, responsible public users that are out in these areas would help us know what's going on before it gets to this situation where you have a huge encroachment that you didn't know about until the satellite pictures.
Levin, I would add, I walked there in the late fall, and it's a heavily used area by people from all over town walking around Micah's and Joshua's Pond.
And as you know, in our open space plan is a recommendation for that very large parcel of, 60-some acres. It's municipally classified land, which doesn't really have protection. It's just owned by the town. It's not really protected space. So that's one of our priorities. I guess we can. We're going to have a lot of old business tonight, but we have a couple of little new business items. If we can get the walking library subpage. Okay, maybe I can drive while you. So I just wanted to reintroduce this to some of us may not have reviewed it in a while or looked at it, but we do have a list of these maps that have been created in the past based on our walking weekend walks to some degree. I think what maybe we'll just click through them. We can, if anybody has anything to say or comment on them. But before we get into that, I noticed that in some of our spreadsheet here, we have trails that are not on town parcels for the most part. And maybe those should be separate or not included in this list because we're trying to promote our trails. Otherwise, you could get into the Audubon trails and the Orenda trails. And I think if we want to focus and feature to our constituents all the good trails that the town has acquired and maintained and have available for folks, this should be like your first stop shopping. If you're a resident or coming to visit our town and say, oh, this is what the town's been doing. So maybe we would take off the community college trail for now, because not that it's not a great trail, but anyway, that's just my thoughts. And if anybody certainly has an opinion, we should all be willing to consider things. So given that, I'll just click through one by one and just sort of do an overview, because we do have some experts in the room, and this is what is currently included as a printable paper map in the Santuit Pond area, and I'm sure Tracy has some expertise as our liaison, whether this seems like still a reasonable route to promote that has the parking spot of very limited number on Santuit Road, and then it creates a loop walk experience. So any thoughts, Tracy, on?
That's the basic loop that is kind of Barnstable centric, really. Most all of it is in Mashpee, in fact. That gets you in that loop by the pond at the left is where you would veer off to the fish ladder if you kept going.
So going along these trails here.
And then if you were to go back, yes, if you go that way, that bog in the upper right, you can bear north there and go up towards the Hollow Road, or you can kind of go back up to the north, and you're in Barnstable for the most part. There's a nice loop up there that parallels the pond, but it involves kind of walking through the Hollow Road, taking the Hollow Road down towards Santuit Pond, and then cutting back in this direction. You would come out that little stream-like thing that projects back. You come back in there and then head back up towards.
Are any of these trails blazed? I know sometimes you see yellow blazes on.
They're all blazed, yes.
And what scheme are they
I
using?
don't know. I don't even look at that myself, to be honest with you.
Well, if you want to provide any suggested changes, I think that would be great to hear from you. But I think the point of these maps is it should be comprehensive with what the trails are in the area, so people can use it to make their next adventure. But the initial one might be, something very basic like this, just to get the flavor.
Yeah. And
then they might come out and try, some of those other.
The basic route out there is kind of double wide. It's vehicular accessible. I mean,
Like old bog roads.
2 or 3 people can walk abreast very comfortably. And I think those should all be on the map. Or the big walking trails, and there are trails through the woods that are just single track type stuff that I don't think we want to put on the map. And the town has never wanted to maintain or do anything about it. So.
Okay, well, I guess some of them are just shown with a very dashed line.
Yeah.
So those would be the trails for adventurers, and this is probably the main double wide route, as far as I can recall.
Tracy, is the bog to the north, is that the recently restored bog?
No, that one is that's the one you see on Santu at Newtown on your left. The one that we looked at.
Yeah, the one that-
Down the end of the Hollow Road.
Okay, so that's
That's in
farther.
Mashpee. It's all in Mashpee.
Oh, okay, that was quite beautiful, that,
It's very nice down there. That's, when I take people out there, I always include that in the loop, because it's nice to know about, very.
Okay. And the next one is Bridge Creek. And I guess thinking about the trail experience, and I know that Farley has led walking weekend walks using, I guess, the fire station area as a launching point, and creating an out and back experience. Maybe as a, I would say, you know, as a walk, you probably wouldn't do this part unless you wanted to, or you could do this and come back on the red trail.
You could,
So
you could
maybe,
certainly, if you wanted to park there, on Church Street, and you just wanted to do a short walk, when we're, do that double loop out
Yeah.
there.
well, I guess
Yeah.
what the maps I'm thinking is, they should show all the trails so people have them for navigating, but for the experience. When you're gonna say, go do this X mile walk, it's an out and back or it's out on the loop. So, I don't like dead ends unless there's no other choice. So having this as a stub maybe wouldn't be as great as if this came here and back up there. If, say, that was
Yeah.
the main feature, the main attraction would be start at the fire station and do this experience and come back.
Right.
And then you'd still have this P here in the trails, so if somebody wanted to begin their adventure in the middle, they could do that
Right.
too.
Well, you can certainly connect
Yeah, through here.
that section, yeah.
Yeah, so just
that's
a
fine.
little tweak on that one.
Okay.
It's probably, you know, what I suggest. Okay, now Old Neck Loop. So this is one at the community college, which there's been changes at the routing of pathways through the campus, so that no longer travels on the road. But this would be enhanced if it included the trail network around the college. So maybe this one would be on pause, because there's a forest loop that travels all along these green areas around the whole campus currently.
and that's particularly accessible. I think that's one of the things.
Yep.
There's enough parking that, 50 people could go on a hike.
Right.
And and then it also is used by the people at the college for their health and exercise program.
Yeah.
So I think that one, it should delineate where the actual new trail
That would be
is.
my preference. I've been talking about this for some time now, is
Yes,
to include the trails. We still haven't gotten to the point where we can work with the town's GIS because of their concerns about trails that aren't on town land. I can't really
Okay.
speak for them, but maybe this would be, again, a subject that if we could get to that point, then I would say yes, that would be great to have the forest loop. It's a 3-mile loop around the campus, and you have multiple places you could start and park, plenty of parking. So it's a great amenity in the area. So, and Courthouse Loop 2. So this is kind of interesting because it's a little different. It's a sort of a village experience. Some of it's wooded. This is through the Tracer Trail area, which maybe we can include the boardwalk on the map, and but yeah. So I guess that could still be a good option for people, because there's plenty of parking in the county complex, and you can go get a bite at the restaurant afterwards, or.
I'll just mention also that there was ATV activity on the Treasure Trail this weekend, and I've notified Chris Nappy from the Department of Natural Resources.
That's unfortunate. So courthouse loop, cartway. So this one, I guess it's shown as an out and back, but I think we can work up something better for this area, because Farley had done a walking weekend walk. Using Crooked Cartway as a launch point, because it's probably one of the best parking areas to start your West Barnstable conservation experience. But I thought you had some kind of other loop that used a lot of the mellower trails that have
Yeah, it goes up to the deck and back.
yeah, so definitely the deck as a destination in a loop walk would be, I think, I would really think that would be a great alternative, because this is kind of a one-way trip or a long way.
I would agree.
And I would think maybe coming up with a name that's a little more descriptive, or not, just calling it Crooked Park, because it uses lots of other trails.
Yeah,
It'd be a West Barnstable loop or something,
right.
so some type of different name.
Do you wanna, we could just totally revise that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I can draft some things and look at it together,
Okay, sure.
and then share it back with the group.
Yep.
Okay. Courthouse, Four Seas Courthouse. So this is, this is kind of a unusual trail experience, because you've got 3 legs, and you've got the parking area at one end or the other, and then you've also got this going out to what's it called, Seabury Farm?
Yes, the Seabury Farm parking area.
Yeah, so I would suggest, well, again, this has got some of the college trails, but it's missing the others, and maybe not making an out and back, but still show the trails. There's another few things that should be changed. There's a trail over here, and there's also, this trail doesn't exist, this one right here. So I'll probably have to work with the GIS.
And then it should be a parking symbol up there.
And the trailhead here, there's a parking here, so I think I would change this whole thing to maybe make an Old Jail Lane itself as the walking area. I've led something I call the Rock Walk, which passes by the glacial erratics that I think are appealing to have something to see on the journey, so coming along this trail up here. So I can suggest an alternative that I can share with the group. And,
There should be 2 parking areas, both Old Jail Lane and Seabury Farm should appear as parking.
Right.
Wait,
Okay.
Yep.
Great Marsh. So there's another stubby piece of trail in here. I think the intention of this originally was to visit the Great Marsh Sanctuary that's Audubon, right? And their access point is over here somewhere. You can see their label. But the map doesn't really help with that, because it's not showing how to get from one to the other, and it doesn't show the Audubon's trail network, which is the reason a lot of people.
Parking too.
Yeah, there's a double loop in there, and they have maybe 4 or 5 car parking lot.
Maybe.
Just right next to the railroad tracks, which I guess it's right here somewhere. And they do have a couple ponds, so.
well, the question would be now, would you
want that to be, the Audubon section to be included as a part of Barnstable?
Maybe not, you know, if we're gonna
Right.
stick with Barnstable, maybe we'll focus on Old Jail Lane and then, you know, conflate those two maps. Okay. I can do this. And then there's Sandy Neck. So here you go, there's a walk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not even the full walk. I did it once to the lighthouse, it was 13 miles, and I was very tired, and I didn't eat much out there. But this is just a trail too, and a marsh trail, so it's a thing people do.
It
And
is.
at this point, I don't think you can even get in there with all the work.
No, you
they're
can't
doing.
get out yet.
You can still park at the gatehouse.
At the gate.
Gatehouse, yeah,
Right.
probably kind of limited,
So,
Yeah.
but that, what, it's a temporary.
We should move the
closure.
P.
Move your feet.
Yeah, it'll probably have to just be changed once they finish up the work.
Yeah.
But how long is that all gonna?
Oh, gosh.
Years. No.
We'll see who gets the map done first.
Yeah,
Ooh,
right,
exactly.
It'll be a race.
That's a challenge.
Preference.
All right,
But as far as the experience, I guess, I mean, that could,
Yeah.
that could be a not unreasonable walk, right? 4+ miles.
I think we should move the parking to where the gatehouse is now, because that's where someone starts on the Marsh Trail.
Yeah,
And then, there is a way, you can still walk on the sidewalk.
yeah, to go up to the
Yeah,
other
I
part.
did
Can you
it.
right now?
Yeah, there's
have you been
there's
in
a
there?
way you can
Yeah.
wiggle through.
Because when we went up, oh, wiggle through, okay. Yeah, because when we went up to cross-country ski, you couldn't go any place near there. So when we came back, because we went out to two and then, yeah, oh, it was great.
I went on the golf
And
course.
then came back and you had to come back in the trail as opposed to going all the way back.
so it's probably gonna shift around a bit as
Yeah.
they work on it, yeah.
Okay, so that's what we've got. I think to this list, I would add Hathaway's Pond, which I don't see.
Absolutely.
And I'm not super familiar with Crocker Neck and Katuitt, might be a worthy loopy experience. So might have to get some suggestions
out
for
and
that.
Yeah, that's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Skunk Net too,
That's Minnesota.
that's
That's
Audubon,
Audubon.
that's right, yeah.
Maybe, what about Micah's and Joshua's?
Yeah, that would be a
That
good
could,
one.
that could be a good one.
'Cause that was never in the old map stack that the town had
And there is adequate parking there also.
Yeah,
on both sides.
well, you can park in the Joshua lot out of season,
Yeah.
or if you have a sticker, which is not, I guess it's reasonable to notify people they can use the sticker lots, even though not everyone has stickers. But if we're, you know, mainly our customers are Barnstable people, but having an alternative shown, if there is one. So I think the Micah with Joshua Pond, there's a couple gates along Pond Street
Yep.
that people park at and start their walks there near Micah Pond.
I think we should also add a Hyannis walk that that does a loop and utilizes, the town has improved the sidewalk along Gosnold Street now. We could do you know, and use the part of the new multi-use path.
Okay, so we can work on drafting up something like that.
Cultural walk.
It's scenic too.
Sure, every village.
Yeah, well, I think that should be a goal. We don't have a Centerville walk in there, do we? I think we probably should shoot for something.
Would
you know.
Lombard Pond be Centerville?
Lumber.
It's here, Sunburg, so.
Yeah, that's,
What's
That's
that?
the mills, yeah.
Long Pond in the Mills?
No,
Yeah.
Long Pond in Centerville.
It's not got much trail.
Yeah.
I mean, there's little woods there, but.
How about Eagle Pond? Anybody
No,
Well,
yeah, but that'd be
Yeah,
Katuitt.
Eagle Pond's Katuitt. and,
Is that BLT?
BLT
BLT.
mainly.
Yeah.
Wayland property?
Yeah, Wayland is
Oh,
Centerville.
Yeah,
It's a short walk,
Short walk.
yeah.
but you know, if you don't have a lot of time, you
Hey,
have 20
you know,
minutes.
Not
Go.
everyone's
Right.
going for the big hike.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just make notes of some of these. Hathaway's, Wheeling. What other one did you mention?
Hyannis downtown?
Yeah.
Like Chikalmas along?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good loop.
That is a nice loop.
We want.
Yeah.
Okay, and if we can get our little woods trail down by Calmus put in, you can make that an open space bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that would be a good start, and then we can work on these and then bring them back to the group. Okay. All right, so I'm giving you back this thing, because we're on to our next agenda item, which is walking weekend. I think Doug is gonna share a portion of the discussion. Walking weekend is May 15th through the 17th. It's been sort of set in whatever kind of stone we've got to be the weekend before Memorial Day every year. So in 2026, it's the 15th to 17th, Friday through Sunday. Take it away, Doug.
My idea is that we should lead off Spring Walking Weekend with the dedication of the new multi-use path out to Calmus Beach. And I think we need to engage, first of all, we have to make sure with the Department of Public Works that it's going to be completed. But I understood from speaking to the foreman on the job that it should be completed. They were gonna do the plantings in February, that it should be completed. And then collaborate with the town's arts and cultural group, the BID and the Chamber of Commerce, and make it an event as a kickoff to Spring Walking Weekend and really highlight Hyannis and this new opportunity for people to walk safely out to the beach.
Sure. Great.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, I'll be there.
So where does that actually begin? Where's the?
Well, I would think we would begin on Main Street at the Aiello statue, go down the walkway to the sea, go east on South Street, on Pleasant Street, come loop around where the walkway goes from Pleasant Street down to the Ocean Street docks.
Yeah.
And then down, because that's a segment that a lot of people aren't aware of.
So behind the Maritime Museum.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I've been on that, and I'm like,
It's beautiful.
it is, it's really nice, and I'm like, when did this happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there is, and what's really great too is along that stretch, there's a replicated wetland
okay,
that
yeah,
that is
there's some nice trees.
biologically designed, and I think that that's a good thing to point out to
Yeah.
people as a way to treat non-point pollution from stormwater. I think stormwater runoff is a huge issue in this town. We're seeing serious decline in Barnstable Harbor. The water is getting worse and worse.
Well, and the fact that it's got placards there too.
Yeah.
Descriptive placards. It
Yeah.
makes it a really good place for people to know about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we would head down Ocean Street right down to the beach. And so I think we need to reach out to the town. And there's a 90-day lead time for an event like that. And so we are still within that safe zone of the 90 days to plan it.
Would you propose some kind of a shuttle to get people back from the beach to their cars, or?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that,
And doesn't, the town has those little trolleys, right? Kind of thing.
oh, well, let's see.
Or they can walk, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I should walk it again and
Okay.
actually figure out how far it is.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's about 1.5 miles.
Okay,
Yeah.
But
Doing direct route,
what?
going out 1.5 from INO through the
Yeah.
wetland area and down Ocean. Yeah, that sounds,
And then it would be, if people wanted to walk all the way around the point, that would extend it on the beach. Going, it seems like now people are really using the beach that's on Lewis Bay rather than out in the harbor.
okay.
I don't know if people have noticed that. If you go to Calmus, everybody's to the left of the bathhouse now along there. Because I think they're out of the wind.
Yeah, it's more sheltered.
and all the swimming
Good
lessons
for little
happen there.
kids,
Yeah, and it's becomes, the town has built a really incredible facility for the windsurfers that they've made a significant investment. So the public needs to know about that.
Sure,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a great idea.
New hobbies,
Take to the air,
Yeah.
Birdman.
wonderful. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Under the old business, open space recreation plan update, Kyle probably has some info about where we are in the process.
Hello, everybody. First off, Loop Beach too in Katuitt could be, I don't know if it's on your list, but it's a nice walk. You can go on both the beach and in the woods on the way back, and it's a full loop. One of my favorite walks.
suggestion.
Never even.
But so, open space and recreation plan, we are working through the process.
Down Main Street all the way.
We have, last week we did present the plan to the Recreation Commission and they gave us a letter of support, so that was great. Tonight, we're gonna be presenting it to the planning board, hoping for the same thing from them. Conservation Commission will be next week, I believe it is, the 20th. And then CPC on January 26th, just to make sure everyone's, comfortable and support, everyone has had a chance to weigh in. So basically, we just, the state workbook requires that those entities send a letter in that says they've had a chance to look at the plan and an opportunity to comment, which they have throughout the process. So we're just looking for a letter that states something to that effect. So we're working through that process, but other than that, the only other pending thing was I think you guys wanted to talk about any other additions to the unique features map.
Yeah, one question, so will we be needing a letter from our group as well?
No.
Oh, we're just automatically great.
Yeah.
And the second question is.
Although it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a letter from the group.
Probably we will wanna do that. So the other question I had is there a final draft? Because I know we had a bunch of corrections the last time we met, but I don't know if they all.
Yeah, I can make sure to share that with you, everything we've gone through internally to make sure all that the changes that were requested have been made.
Okay, so
We are
can see
going through some final things with the consultant. For instance, on the open space map, they have heard, because they're consultants for other municipalities as well that are going through the approval process with the state, which is where they're very helpful because they can tell us where they've heard from, because the state is the ultimate agency that needs to approve of the plan. So we need to add some certain things that the state's looking for to the open space map. So we're working through that with them right now. So it's basically just cleanup at this stage, but all these substantial changes that you guys requested have been made. So I can make sure to share the, polished.
So it's a better draft now, but there's still a little bit that might change.
There's an updated draft now, but there might be some housekeeping stuff that might have to be made along the way.
So I put in my email unique features little thingy.
I just have a quick question while he's pulling that up, Kyle.
Yep.
Did the Recreation Commission make any additional changes
No.
or additions?
No, because they had offered comments throughout the process, so, no, but they were very supportive and had very kind words about the process, so.
Great.
So I know we had, or I was discussing the scenic view issue in the past where we had, I guess, 3 little symbols that look like binoculars called scenic views. And we're trying to wrap our heads around it because the town has so many scenic views. You know, some of them you can drive right up to and, you know, get out of your car and see a scenic view, or you might have to walk, you know, a couple miles to get the scenic view. So I was thinking about what was on the map as far as what we were calling scenic views, and I'm suggesting that we take that label and logo off, but leave a couple of the features and use the same symbol that's already there that says hills, because that's really what they are. They may not have official names, but Walker Point, which is the deck with the vista and the view, that could just have the hill symbol, and it could say Walker Point, and just people would know where they are, and they were on the top of a hill. The other one would be the highest point, I think is worth noting on the map, and it could just have the hill symbol right there. So I think that would be what I suggest, and unless somebody came up with a list of scenic views that we need to put them all on there, this might simplify things and you know, not give the impression that the town only has 3 scenic views, because it has so many scenic views. We all good?
I think so.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Great.
All right, so that's, I guess, where I had left it off myself. And does anybody else have any more questions or comments on the process going forward?
So for your next meeting, I'll make sure you guys get a copy of the revised, updated draft.
Bestest.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Would you email that to us?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Great
Working
job.
through it. We're almost there.
Okay.
The end's in sight.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
Can we get the property maps? Yeah. The link. Well, actually, here, let me, yeah.
Both links you requested are up
Oh,
and
right.
in
So this is the
tabs.
property link here, yeah, okay. So, I guess we're kind of melding some of our various old businesses and the open space plan. Maybe I'll talk about this one first, so, Dave and Lindsay Council and I went over to the senior center to look at the area, which is Dunn's Pond, which in our open space plan, we had a comment and recommendation to have a trail possibility around this pond that the senior center people and other people could use to enjoy the area. So question is it even feasible or possible? And the good news is we think it is. There are some challenges with the terrain as far as the wetland-ish areas. But as I think I can show in the, let me just show you on that, where was that list? Oh, here. Maybe this will be simpler. So this is the, that doesn't look good. Oh, here it goes. So here's the property, this is just a screen grab from the town's property map. So the senior center is here in the parking lot. There is a challenge to get folks to where the trail level would be, because there's a hill here.
Mm-hmm.
So most people will be able to walk it, but if you wanted to create something that more people who are not fully able to get up and down, or even wheelchairs, to at least get to some type of maybe viewing platform or deck, that would require some more some engineering to deal with the slopes. But once you're at the level of where there's an existing trail, which isn't really showing on this map, but it goes all the way from the senior center to the, this is school property over here. So it goes over to the edge of the field, of the lacrosse field. So right now there is a segment of trail already existing. There's somebody's neighborhood trail that, you know, may not become part of the whole experience. But as you can see, this lake looking blue shows that it could get wet quite a ways onto these other parcels. So these are municipal, I think this is municipal land, this is town land, these two are conservation. So Lindsay is going to be looking at trying to see what opportunities there are with this Olander Drive area to give us, you know, to give room to get people away from the wet area, because nobody wants to build a boardwalk if they don't have to, because it's very involved. If they could stay on upland, and then, you know, you could have to involve the school department, because their property line is right here and their field is up here on top of the hill. So it would involve putting some trail behind the fence near the lacrosse field. But there are many advantages if something like this can actually happen, because we've got now healthy outdoor recreation for our seniors and others. It's an educational opportunity, and Dave Gorla is going to tell us about what that would be, because I believe he's had experiences with educational opportunities at this pond when he was a teacher.
Yeah, I mean, I would use it all the time with constant part of classes for water sampling, both for chemical testing, but also for invertebrates and the like. Other teachers, and I guess I did once, but would go out and do a birding unit out there. So having something that could be walked the entire distance around would definitely open it up to everyone, as opposed to those that said, let's go a little further.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's got a lot of potential. And then even thinking a little further, even high west, because they oftentimes will walk over through the school area, and they could make use of it as well. Because it would make a nice morning trip. And
if you look at the area, the town owns frontage on the roads to the east of the pond that now neighbors can walk to school.
Right.
Without getting on busy roads or having to drive. And obviously making it open, safe, appealing, I think there'd be a lot of benefit to a lot of user groups. And it's in Hyannis, right?
It would also be a
Yeah.
connection to the multi-use path that parallels Route 28.
Yeah, yeah. So I think there are already people traveling through this path. The path the segment that does exist to go up to that multi-use through the senior center parking lot. There's obviously users going back and forth.
I just have a question. What is the status of this pond because of the proximity to the sewage treatment plant? The water quality?
Elevated nitrates, go figure.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they've been finding out. I'll get a report tomorrow.
Well, I just wonder if we want to keep people views of the pond but away from the pond.
Yeah.
It's radioactive.
I don't know that it came up last year on any of the APCC testing for cyanobacteria.
Looked like a great place to go ice skating.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard many tales of people skating Dunn's Pond in days gone by.
Okay.
That sounds good.
So stay tuned. We hopefully by our next meeting we'll have a little bit more clarity on the status of the area and how we can proceed. Then also looking at trails and trail issues. Oops. Let's look at, where is, oh, well, let's go back to this map. Oops. Zooming in. Okay, so we discussed some time ago the availability of 5 parcels for sale, right? Next to Addicts Lane and Finney's Lane. So this area, as I mentioned, is it's in Hyannis. It's got great access to a lot of the trail network that is currently around Hathaway's Pond. Here's a Hathaway's Pond South. There's a trail that goes in from this area. There's a trail here on the county parcel, and there's lots of other features that people would visit in the area. The parcels for sale, I think the asking price was significant, but the question is there possibility of some kind of synergy and partnership to get enough together to actually purchase the land and then have it be available for different uses or protection. Over here is Barnstable Land Trust parcel, immediately adjacent to this parcel, which is one of the parcels for sale, which also has pond frontage. So you can see that there's a natural resources open space reason to consider it. This one as well has frontage on the pond and is the next one over. The other concern or opportunity is that the Cape Cod Rail Trail extension through Barnstable someday. One possibility is it will come along Addicts Lane at some point, so either it will be immediately adjacent to this set of properties, or if the properties were available, maybe the trail could be off the road, away from the traffic, which I think is great. I also mentioned, I think at the last meeting, this other opportunity that the New England Mountain Bike Association Cape Cod chapter had created a youth riding area in Sandwich. So I think you might have seen the news article. It was in our stuff. But anyways, they've been looking for something in Hyannis or in Barnstable as well, so that folks in this town could enjoy. So the opportunity to help with the purchase of land is Mass Trails. The state has Mass Trails grants. And I did ask the state person, I said, can your grants be used to help acquire land? And she said, yes. I don't know how much help they would give, but that could help move a process where the land could then be acquired, and then part of it, a small part of it, half an acre, be made available for recreation, and others for conservation, and maybe the rail trail would find it useful as well. So I just wanted to bring all that to the table and sort of hear your discussion, and whether whether you think all these things would be helpful, and then we'd have to see the different entities, because the town would be a major player in this whole process. But whether Barnstable Land Trust would like to acquire a parcel next to their parcel or 2 parcels.
Yeah, they've been included in this conversation. Yeah.
Okay.
Have they?
I haven't spoke with them directly.
Yeah.
I think Lindsay Council may have talked with them, but I would make a call and try to see if we get enough different entities together, then maybe we could do something.
Lev, my thought would be that the most critical parcels are the ones closest to Little Hathaway's Pond, and that we could have a very interesting collaboration putting housing up at the corner of Finney's Lane in Addicts Lane and then preserving, say a 200-foot buffer around the pond, because that's essentially a gravel hillside that, I do think the sewer is there now, though, because of Cape Cod Five's project that they put in. There also, at this point, is no sidewalk from the Cape Cod Five parcel, headquarters to Finney's Lane. And that's a broken link in terms of pedestrian access.
Right. I just want to mention though, this one corner parcel, this is part of Mass DOT.
Oh, that is, okay.
So that when you say the corner, you might be thinking over here, but not the real corner, because this corner.
I didn't realize that the corner was.
Yeah, it's kind of I was told that in the old days, they were considering a rotary here.
Okay.
So they owned a lot of land that they never used.
So the state owns everything outlined in blue?
Yes, so that's kind of a interesting parcel line,
Yeah.
with except for the roads going through it. But
And the parcel that you have that's the county parcel right there?
this is the Barnstable County, yeah.
Okay.
Because they were thinking of moving the county complex at one point there.
Well, for now, they gave a license to the mountain bike club to create
Yeah.
a loop trail system here. So there's a entrance on each side. Each intersection has a trail entrance.
And then the bus company is the two buildings to the.
Yeah, next here, over here.
So what were the 5 properties left that were potentially?
So the 5 are
emission
this
scheme?
one, this one, this one, this one, and this one.
And then that other long one, is that town property up above?
This is recreation.
Oh, that's
parcel.
right, okay.
Yeah, and then
So then
over
that
here,
goes into,
this is also recreation. So it's all part of the Pathways Pond Recreation
Yeah,
Area.
yeah.
Which interestingly kind of ends along the shoreline. And then this parcel here is conservation, so Hathaway's
Okay.
Pond Conservation Area. So there's the two different entities.
And then to the left of Hathaway's Pond here, that's
It's
all water
the whole-
department?
Barnstable Fire
Yeah,
District,
fire
yeah, it's water
district.
department. Yeah. Oh. So, now that you bring that up, I can mention the next thing I want to talk about. Okay,
Are we looking for a vote or anything on that parcel?
if
or-
anyone would like to make a motion in support of exploring the acquisition of these parcels for the uses that we've discussed.
So it'd be strictly recreational, not a water,
It could
Contribution.
divided up.
okay.
It's basically to get the land preserved to be used for uses such as conservation,
Okay.
protection of the
increasing the
pond,
footprint of the.
Okay,
passive recreation,
mhm, okay.
which
Yeah, no, it's not in the zone of contribution or anything like that, which is.
I don't think, well, I don't think so, but.
Okay.
So maybe it would be more of a general consensus that we'd like to look into it.
Okay.
I could say that, so we discussed it and the committee is interested in looking at the options for
Yeah.
acquiring the
Well, I
land.
think that's like-
No one's gonna contradict me, right? It's in the minutes.
yeah.
So, I had a meeting with the fire district superintendent this week, about the possibility of creating a trail on fire district water department land along Old Jail Lane between Finney's Lane and Pine Lane. So I don't know if I can get my pictures to work.
Yeah, move it up and down. See if that
Shake
works.
it?
Sometimes it just takes a minute to load.
Yeah,
Okay. It's coming all the way from the internet.
You can try zooming out too, sometimes that helps.
Well, I can talk. Oh,
There you go.
Here we go.
it's almost
I have a
working.
pulse. Yep.
The puzzle.
Okay. Well,
While you talk, I'll add it. in
while I
different
talk,
ways.
I can hold up the printout I brought, just in case. So currently, we have a trail network in the Old Jail Lane Conservation Area, off of Old Jail Lane, which is a paved road from Finney's Lane to Route 6A. And then there is a trail network at the Hathaway Pond Conservation Area and Recreation Area. And people who travel between those two conservation areas have a nice sidewalk along Finney's Lane, but then they're faced with 1,000 feet or so of the paved road, Old Jail Lane, which is unlined, curvy. Cars are moving along pretty well. Okay. So let's see if I can get the pictures. So here's an example of users last summer trying to get down Old Jail Lane, and you can imagine some of the frustration the vehicles might feel of going around blind curves and seeing folks in the way. So the Mountain Bike Club has proposed trying to address this issue. And this is a heat map showing the users on the trail network. So you can see that the brighter, whiter colors and blue colors show the intensity of use on the trail network, and Old Jail Lane itself is very heavily used. And it's not just the bikers, the people who are doing the trail running, dog walkers, anybody who wants to get from A to B between the conservation area and Finney's Lane is traveling along the paved Old Jail Lane road. So here's some of the user groups. We even have the adaptive folks out there, which are a little less visible when cars are coming by because they're lower. So we try to get protective of them so they don't have an issue. So this is the proposal: is instead of the blue line, right, would get folks out of the Hathaway Pond area up to Finney's Lane, would create this purple option so that people could get off of the road onto the wooded area, and then generally paralleling the road into the northwest. Here you have two private property, these two houses here. The trail would come behind there and then connect at an existing intersection of trails, which is always a better design feature, so you're not creating more signs and trail entrances that can confuse people. So connecting to the existing intersection of the trail called Hot Bottom Road and Pine Lane, then folks could come right into the Old Jail Lane Conservation Area. So again, the mantra of the responsible public users, having folks around your periphery of your parcel, you can kind of keep an eye on what might be going on, behind these residences. Not that anything bad is happening, but who knows in the future. And then the advantage, of course, getting people off the road so they'd be at less risk. And of course, having a trail experience to, increase your enjoyment of living in Barnstable. So here's a property map, so you can kind of see the fire district land parcels. Here's the two private parcels there. And then right here is the entrance into the Old Jail Lane Conservation Area. Something else that's kind of interesting is that there is precedent for having trails on water department land. Here's an example from Yarmouth. You can see that they have trails all over their water department land, and these people are users that are helping to keep an eye on things. Even in the town of Barnstable, and the COMM water department has some trail network in the West Barnstable area. So anyways, I just wanted to bring you up to speed. This proposal's been provided to the water district. They're going to, the superintendent said he's going to reach out to his board. He seemed that he was supportive, but of course the board is gonna have to probably make the ultimate decision. So I guess I would say maybe we'll learn something before our next meeting, what their direction and feelings are. But we're cautiously optimistic. Okay.
Very good.
So other things under old business. Do you have any outstanding conservation restriction information to share?
The CPC did not meet in December, so I have nothing new to report.
Okay. I'm gonna jump in here. The trailhead signs have been voted and approved.
Yeah.
So they will exist. Congratulations, Doug. I know this is of interest for many years. So I believe there'll be 30 signs created. Not all will be installed right away. They're going to do a phased approach, and I'll try to get more information on when installation and exactly which sites they're going to start with.
Who's responsible for installing the trailhead signs?
I think we were working with planning staff, but then it would be the DPW that would actually do the installation.
All right.
So that's probably the main things on other business. Tracy, is there anything to report from Centuit?
No, I have nothing to report, it's quiet.
Sleeping.
Okay. And I can tell you that Chris Clark said she'll be late for our meeting. So
She wasn't kidding.
she might have to save her report for the next meeting. Is there anything else that we're?
Well, the status of the CPC, that because you didn't meet, does that mean that, was there anything pending that?
Well, there were no updates since we didn't have a meeting, so, yeah. I just, before we close, I would just, if people are gonna be out on the trails anytime, it would be really good if we could start to inventory problem areas, and if you could take a picture or, mark on a map where you see problems. So when we finally get together with AmeriCorps this spring, we can be more efficient in dealing with all that stuff.
So could a problem, it could be the trail condition itself is eroding and falling down into the pond or something like that?
Yes, that could be an
Okay.
issue, but I think I'm more focused on trees that have fallen down, brush that's overgrown, blazes that need to be either remarked or marked on a different tree.
Okay.
AmeriCorps is very good with chainsaws.
So anyhow, yeah, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate everybody's help with that. That'd be really good.
So you might recall we had a presentation from one of the New England Mountain Bike Association people about the trail mapping and trail problems. So
Okay.
there is
yeah,
a Barnstable list
Yeah.
of
Okay, so
trees they can work on today.
Yeah. Do we have that link again? That'd be great.
Can I do it on the internet somehow?
Yeah,
Where do I
just
do?
open up a new tab.
One of my neighbors complained.
That you were out there doing
No,
that?
that there were trees across the trail, so I went,
Oh, good for you.
Evelyn Bassett.
So if you go to the Cape Cod NEMBA,
Yeah,
nemba-capecod.org,
yeah,
and you
Oh,
go
right.
to trail care and reporting,
okay.
Interesting.
And then you go down to, so who wants to guess how many reports Barnstable has?
19.
There are this many. That's not too bad.
Yeah, okay.
So there's a 10-inch tree. There you go.
All right,
So you know how big a saw you need for that.
Yeah,
thank you.
that's great.
Okay, that's very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is available for
Potential
every town.
stabbing hazard. What is that, a widowmaker? Is there a picture?
Oh, I should report that.
Jail Lane, onsite.
No,
Photos.
Oh, that's from 24, 25.
okay.
Not sure what the stabbing hazard
Yeah.
is. Hopefully it's not a person,
Yeah, I know.
it's just a branch.
Yeah.
So do these get closed when
Well,
they're taken care of or not?
somebody will eventually notice and close the report.
Okay,
It'd be great to have a little tutorial with, if they're actually going to use the system, because it's an open source, anybody can do it. There's some training in the website on how to use it. So if they were so inclined, that would be very beneficial if they were then to change the status of closed to
yeah,
all clear.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, yeah,
That would be so good.
Yeah.
So I think
okay.
I'd be happy to facilitate that discussion too.
Great, okay, well, and if you're finding, if you're out and finding problems on, does anybody use Gaia or
Gaia,
Gaia? Yeah,
yes.
and that's a good tool because you
That
can,
is.
when you take a
take the
picture,
picture.
it'll mark. I don't know if there's other
No.
apps
Yeah.
that use
I'll
that.
have to learn.
So are you saying Gaia can report trail problems?
No, just, it will, if you take a picture of
Uh-huh.
whatever it is that is the problem, it'll come up on your map,
You taking the picture in the Gaia app?
yeah,
I should try
Oh,
that.
that's neat.
Yeah, so it's,
So it'll show you and where the picture's taken.
exactly.
Now, this does the same
And it
thing.
gives you the,
When you take a picture,
coordinates. Yeah,
and assuming your phone has not been disabled for location information, it goes in the picture, and then the person who then opens that can go find that on the trail.
correct.
Because right now,
Yeah.
these reports are for a whole trail, and the trail might be half mile
yes.
long, you say,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm here, but where do I go? But once you have the picture, you can then go to the actual place where it was
Yeah.
I'm
taken.
sure there's probably other apps that do that, but.
yeah, there was
Thank
one
you
that
for
I
telling
just,
me about that.
there's one Mappy that I'm looking at right now, mappy.com.
Mackie,
Mappy,
no,
M-A-P-Y.
M-A-P-Y.
Yeah, it seems, right now, I've used it a few times, it seems a lot like Gaia.
Oh, okay.
Dot,
And it's,
dot what?
yeah, I think that they're just .coms. It's the same as windy.com, same maker.
Interesting. All right. Well,
Great.
That's all good.
Making progress.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything else? I think we're at the motion to adjourn from somebody.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.